Our last video in this section is going to touch on a topic called a bit field. A bit field is generally only used when you're manipulating bits of a register, and you're going to then store that register data back out to a device or read from a port and write to a port. Bit fields allow you to create a structure and then allocate out one bit of a word at a time. And then when you run off the end of a word, you start with another word and start using up more bits of that word. So you can use you can have a number of bits defined in a bit field, and quite a few actually, especially if you're doing, say, the flags of a TCP/IP header or something like that, where you have a couple of bytes of bits of data that you want to be able to look at individually. So it's a lot easier than masking and XORing and ANDing and doing things like that we saw way back in the beginning. Here's how you create a bit field. Not that you're ever going to have to, but here's how you do it. You use the keyword struct, just like we did with a normal structure, and a tag, open brace, and then we have an unsigned integer, and this, we're going to call it bit 0. This is the variable name. It can be whatever you need it to be, normal variable name, and then a colon, and the number of bits that are assigned to this first variable. So that's just one bit there, bit 1 and bit 2. They're each 1 bit. So we're only going to take up 3 bits. Now, this is all implementation dependent, whether we consume a byte of storage here or an entire word of storage. Where are these bits? Are they the rightmost bit of the byte? Are they the leftmost bit? All of that is dependent on the machine and the implementation of the compiler. The variable name will be called bit field, and the bit field will work just like a structure. You'll have bit field dot bit 0 dot bit 1 dot bit 2, and you can either set it to 1 or 0. You can turn the bit on or off by saying it true or false, 1 or 0. So bit field dot and then the member. If you create a pointer to this thing, that's fine as well, and then you use the arrow dot bit 0, bit 1, bit 2. Okay, so those are bit fields. Again, esoteric little things that are available in C, because C is such a low-level system language and it can be used down tight to the hardware. We want to give you these sorts of structures that you can work on the hardware with. So that's a bit field.